Welcome to Side Notes. I'm at the Toronto Webfest 2014. Please enjoy the interview. I'm here with the Vancouver Webfest Executive Director, Founder, Suzette Laqua.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
And we're at the Toronto Webfest right now, the first time ever that they're having this festival here in Toronto. Can you talk a little bit about the Vancouver film, the Webfest, and how important it is to the web series?
Well, basically what we did as well, it was our first year that we just finished off last week. It was my second to fourth. And what we've done and what we have really noticed is we got to bring together the web series in general from around the world and bring and acknowledge them and help people understand where they come from and how to find them. When I was down in Los Angeles last year for the LA Webfest, when I saw the screenings and I realized that I had no idea that this many web series existed in the world, it just blew my mind. And all I knew was one thing is, how do we get more recognition for these people that work so hard and need the recognition so that they know that they can come back again and again and again and make something of it.
Well, here in Canada, it's like we're almost on virgin ground in regards to the web series here in Canada. Whereas the United States, they've been doing the web series for a couple of years, different web festivals. Mm-hmm. How can here not only in Vancouver but Toronto, how can we evolve that so that way it's more beneficial to the different creators?
Well, basically what we're doing too is, because we're international, we're bringing in different feeds. Like next year what we want to do is live stream it as well. I mean, just so that people can understand where it's coming from. And again, having different panels. LA is only in their 5th year, and they're the longest running web series festival in the world. You know, they've just had their 5th year anniversary, so to speak. When I announced last April that I was going to do a Vancouver Webfest, I was the 6th in the world. There's 22 web series festivals now. Some haven't started, some are just announcing, like Montreal just announced, and they're going to have it for 2015. You know, and I think they're going to be on various levels of, you know, like we're an international web series festival. Others are just like, you know, they're local web series festivals. But again, it's about bringing, you know, awareness to what's out there and acknowledging them for their hard efforts and where they're coming from and where they're going to go.
Well, with the laws here in Canada, I know they're different than the United States in regards to copyright laws and that. When you're looking at the creator, you know, what I'd like to know is when it comes to funding, I know in the United States you can actually do different forms of funding, but what kind of funding is available here in Canada? Not only grants, but other funding.
Yeah, well, I know IPF is, but I believe, and this may change, because actually Siobhan McCarthy brought it up in one of the panels, is they're only a funding, if say you come up and you're like, oh, I got a great idea for a web series, they'll only fund you, but I've already had mine in production for 2 years. I don't get funded. So what I think is going to happen is we're going to get a lot more funding. And one of the other things is we're looking at is advertisers. You know, like you can fund a TV series because of the commercials, you know, that sort of thing. Well, people don't want to have commercials in web series. That's the idea. You watch them at your convenience. You don't have to get interrupted. But unfortunately, we're going to have to sneak advertising in there. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, there's no funding because everyone's doing it out of their pocket. They're, you know, mortgaging their houses. They're selling their dogs. No, just kidding. But you know, it is a different way, and that's what I think we're all working on right now. Is like one of our panels in Vancouver was legal. Again, like you said, just the legal aspect of it, a copyright, etc. One was on marketing, and one was on, you know, production, like getting it out there. So, you know, and we're only going to grow with these panels and these questions. So.
Well, we're kind of in a rush right now.
Yeah,
I think they want to have this.
Well, why?
So,
because there's an award ceremony.
Yeah, there's an award ceremony happening. So what I'd like you to do quickly is just leave some final words, you know, with people that are up and coming, maybe some inspirational words.
Okay, well, basically, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Follow your dreams, follow your heart. You know, find out what's going on and where you can, like the different festivals like Vancouver Webfest, Toronto Webfest. Well, actually, it's TO Webfest. Again, festivals from around the world, and just get your web series out there, and social media is huge. So do that.
When for next year's Vancouver Webfest, when do people have to submit their stuff, and you know how long before you know what's going to be there?
Okay, well, basically we're opening for submission September 1st of this year again, and we're going to probably go right till we did January 15th last year, and it seemed to be perfect, you know, the amount of time for our pre-judges, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to, you know, once sort of this festival's over and we sort of, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's on what just happened, you know, we're going to start promoting it again just to let people know what's next. And Melbourne's having theirs in July as well. So you kind of want like some of the other festivals to kind of get their glory in, and then we can start plugging on what's next in Vancouver.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.